What's going on, guys? I'm back with another one. And I just watched a movie called Black Adam, starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I still say The Rock. I don't care if he doesn't. Aldous Hodge and Sarah Shahi. First of all, I want to talk about the rise and the fall of Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Yeah, I'm going there. I'm going there, okay? Because as far as I can remember, I first saw this guy in WWE wrestling with the people's elbow and the eyebrow and the famous quotes that he likes to say about cooking. All right, and just him being him. He killed the game when he came through. He killed the game easily. And of course, he was noticed. And in 2001, Mummy Returns came out. And he had a little cameo in there as the Scorpion King, right? The little flashback. Then, of course, in 2002, he was in The Scorpion King. Right? This is where he really got to shine and show us just how good of an action hero he can be. An action hero. All right? And he had a little funny quotes in there as well. And it just all worked out. It's a good movie. All right. Then in 2003, The Rundown came out. This is his chance to show that he can also do a buddy type movie. All right, a comedy duo of sorts, because he did his little thing with Sean Scott or Scott Sean, whatever his name is, Stifler. Okay, and so that little pair right there just worked out well. It wasn't the greatest movie in the world, but it's entertaining. It was quite entertaining and funny. Then in 2004, Walking Tall came out. Now, this is one of my personal favorites because this was taken from an old school movie, all right? And then they redid it. And a lot of times, remakes don't do that well. Or there's some movies that just shouldn't remake. But in this case, it was really good. And in some instances, better than the original. I'm sorry. All right? And in 2005, Doom came out. Doom was his chance to prove that he could be more than just a hero. Because in this one, he was that sneaky, shady dude that you could not trust. All right. And so he was sort of playing the antagonist here. All right. And he proved his chops on that. Because in the same year, Be Cool came out. A complete and total comedy. It's a sequel to Get Shorty. But in my opinion, Be Cool is a lot better. They had more than just him proving that they could be funny in this movie. And they all did a great job of doing that. A good look for The Rock. All right? A good look. Then in 2006, things started to get a little iffy. Because we had the Gridiron Gang. I still can't remember if I actually saw this movie or not. But I remember the exhibit being in this and all that, right? It just didn't grab me. And I just looked at the trailers and I was like, if I haven't seen this, yeah, it's not going to happen. Right? So I knew something was wrong. 2008, Get Smart came out, another remake. This time, it didn't do the same as Walking Tall. Didn't do the same results. All right. Every time I try to watch this movie, I fall asleep, which was scaring me because now I'm like, okay, now The Rock is getting to the bad end of things with these movies. It's starting to go downhill from here. I saw the downhill ahead of time. That's when he started getting his cameos in the Fast and Furious movies. And I think from doing that kind of lifted him back up as far as the roles he was picking. All right. And from there on forth, he had his good ones. He had his bad ones. And he had the ones that I haven't seen yet, and I really need to see still. All right. And now we have Black Adam. And my question is, will Black Adam be the movie that just kind of gets him out of that funk and back onto a trail of nothing but good movies? And also just kind of being steady in the movies that he picks, because he has a lot of movies that just were throwaways. All right. We're about to find out. Let's go. Black Adam, for those who don't know, for those who are not aware, look, I know there are a lot of DC haters out there who just want to down talk on anything DC puts out, knowing that DC is capable of greatness. But in this case, I was one of the doubters too. You just got to give some things a chance. You got to give some things a chance. You know, whether it's good or bad or what the results are going to be. All right. But at the same time, because of that, don't act like this doesn't exist. You're getting penalized. You're getting penalized for not knowing. All right. Black Adam. Pretty much about 5,000 years ago, a guy named Teth Adam was given the powers of the gods, right, to protect his land and, you know, the slaves and everything in it, and just stand up and fight for everyone. But instead, he chose to use that as revenge. All right, and he was tombed up for that. They put him in that tomb for it. Then 5,000 years ahead, he broke out of that tomb by somebody's words. All right, and now he has to prove that he really can be the hero that he was supposed to be. And that's the premise of the movie. All right. Positives. The action. Oh my God, the action is crazy in this movie. All right. Just the way that Black Adam was moving around, flying around, he was annihilating his enemies like it was nothing. Like he was playing with toys. All right. I'm not really up on my Black Adam history or, you know, anything of him. But for what I'm seeing, he's extremely powerful, and he takes no crap from anyone. He's not about the jokes, which we're going to get into in a minute, because there's a little crazy thing about that. But he's not about playing games, all right? And the way he just handled it in this movie, it's another one of those DC qualities that they have with the good action scenes and the good fight scenes. It definitely when the good guys are trying to, you know, hold him down and trying to restrain Black Adam, that they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. Second positive, his dry sense of humor. All right. This is not like your typical Rock humor in one of his movies. All right. He dialed it down to just this guy who is straight cut, dry as hell type of humor. And it still worked. It worked well. It actually worked better than a lot of his movies put together. The way he did this. It's like he did not care about anything but he had one straight goal. All right. To get back at whoever woke him up. Whatever guy he had a thing against a long time ago, he was still mad. All right. And there's a scene in this movie where he bumps into this kid. And he's in this kid's house. And the kid's like, I heard you just destroyed everyone in front of you, all your enemies. Why'd you do that? Before that, he was like, get out my way. And then after the kid said that, he's like, because they didn't get out my way. And the way I'm saying this, of course, it's not going to be funny because I just messed it all up. But when you watch the movie and the way his delivery is with that, and the way that he handles every single situation he's put in, he does not handle it. He does not handle this in your natural superhero way. Okay, let's just put it like that. Third, the score and the visuals. I'm putting this together because they go together so well with this movie. First of all, I noticed off the back, every song they played was a banger. It was, oh my God, it had me. It had me with the music. You know, I love a good soundtrack. the first song I think they played was Smashing Pumpkins, Rat with Butterfly Wings, or Bullet with Butterfly Wings. I'm sorry. And I just couldn't believe they played that song. I couldn't believe they played that song, but just for that, I was already giving them points. Okay, then you have the visuals. Everything was laid out. Everything looked so good in this movie. All right, from the suit, unlike other suits, it was all, just the visual, the background, the scenery, the mansion they had. Dr. Fate's mansion was so badass. 100%. Okay, I loved it all. I loved it all, man. Last positive. The twist in the backstory. Yes, there's a twist in the backstory. You don't get that a lot. You don't get that. And of course, I'm not going to say what it is. Because I saw the trailer and I kind of just let it sink in what they were telling you from the trailer. What you see from the trailer is not what you think. Okay? It's not what you think. That's all I have to say about that. Because I can't go too deep into it. I don't want to ruin anything about that. But that was crazy. I should have caught it, but I didn't catch it. And it kind of pissed me off a little bit. Then I was like, oh, they're very good for what they did. Because you won't know until you know. All right. That was pretty awesome. I enjoyed that. Negatives. The civilians were included in a couple of these fights. All right. And I'm not talking about like big villain fights. I'm talking about like henchman type, zombie-ish like fights. Okay, the main villain in this was able to control the dead and whatnot, and then so they allowed some of these civilians in Kahndaq, which is the made up, I guess DC's version of Wakanda, whatever the hell, and they allowed the people of the city to fight these dead that rose up. But this the way they were doing this, the way like the people had no struggle fighting these zombies. They had no struggle whatsoever. It was just to waste time. That was just to waste time completely and utterly. And I felt like that was so corny, so cheesy. And there should have been some kind of struggle with fighting these people. These people, a lot of people don't have any fighting skills at all. What the hell? What was the point of that? What was the point? We don't care about the civilians. Like that. We don't care about the civilians doing action scenes. We want to see the heroes fight. All right, not the civilians. The civilians need to be casualties to war. Let's put it like that. Another negative. There's a hero in here who is a part of the Justice Society, not the Justice League, whose name is Atom Smasher, if I'm getting that right. And he has sort of the same powers as our friend Goliath from the Marvel universe. Only difference is he totally sucks. And he's so almost useless. He's almost useless because he inherited his suit or powers from his grandpa or whatever the hell, right? Which is played by Fonzie of all people. And when he started using this suit, it was like, bro, did you just put this suit on now? Oh, you are horrible. You're horrible. And they have a girl in there named Cyclone or whatever who was just great at her powers. All right, who she knows what she's doing. And she still loved this dude. You could tell there was a little romance going on there, and that's cool, but he was crap. He was so crappy as a character. I don't know why they made him this goofy. They made him this goofy for what? Is he like this in the comic books? I'm asking a question. I'm seriously asking you hardcore DC fans that were stronger DC fans than I was before the animated shows came out or movies. And I'm asking, was he really this important of a character? Was he like this in the comics? If he wasn't, please let me know. Please let me know. Because they really messed his character up this time. I do not like that. He wasn't funny. I laughed a little bit, but I really was annoyed most of the time with him. Every time I saw him come on, because I knew it was going to be a waste of time. It was not going to help any of the other heroes with what they had to do. All right, just being honest. My last negative about this: the main villain in this movie, even though it was a good villain, well written, everything well written, the way that he comes about becoming this villain, that was good. When the final form of the villain was shown, it was just horrible. The CGI was trash. The CGI was straight trash, garbage. Okay, I know DC has been struggling with some of their CGI for some of their characters. It was shown in Justice League. But in this one, they're having the same issue again. How could you do so well with the rest of your visuals in the movie? You did so good on the suits, the weapons, everything. The buildings, everything. You did good on the scenery, everything. But you dropped the ball when it came to the look for the final boss of the movie, right? You dropped the ball so hard. That was bad. That was pretty bad. All right. I have a right to complain about that, and I'm sure a lot of other people who've seen this movie will complain as well. It's not a good look. It's not a good look at all, man. And I try to ignore that too, but it's hard to ignore. It's that bad. It's that bad. But you know what? I still gotta give this a hell yes. Yes, I'm giving this a hell yes. I was surprised and shocked at how good this movie is. There are a lot of people who are still naysayers and just denying that they want to go see this movie. Please go see this movie. All right? See it. Check it out. You must see it. I recommend it so strongly. All right? You're going to press that like button. You're going to share. And you better subscribe.